Happy July, Tyler Perry fans, and welcome to today's episode on Sterling on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. Today I'll be giving you my review on Madea's Big Happy Family. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. For those of you new to this channel on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, the normal things. Leave a comment in the section below, and most importantly, watch it from beginning to end, from the first second to the last. And of course, click that bell to keep up with everything SOS. And if you're watching this on if you're watching this on Instagram, don't forget to follow me if you happen to stumble upon the page out of nowhere, and like and leave a comment on the section below, whatever good or bad you have to say about Big Happy Family, and share it on your story with your friends and family so we can all be one big happy family tree. So when Shirley, Madea's niece, receives distressing news about her health, the only thing she wants is for her family gathered around at a nice, hot dinner. However, Shirley's three adult children, played by Bow Wow, Shannon Kane, and Natalie Desselle-Reid, are too preoccupied with their own troubled lives to pay attention to their mother. It is up to Madea, with the help of Rowdy, to bring the clan together to help Shirley deal with her crisis. So I will say that this review right here is different from any review that I've ever done before, because nothing major. I pretty much just combined the story part of the review with the character parts of the review, because the characters are pretty much what makes this movie, but I will get into that later. So, Madea's Big Happy Family is unarguably, in my opinion, the most rewatchable Madea movie, in my opinion. And this is mostly due to the characters in the movie rather than the story structure itself. Of course, Big Happy Family is based off of the play that goes by the same name, but what inspired Tyler Perry to write this play, to begin with, came from when his mother tragically died when his mother tragically died from diabetes. So Perry switched it up by having the main character face cancer, Shirley. Then again, my favorite thing about Madea's Big Happy Family are these four different commonalities of the story that the characters are surrounded by. Now, I don't know if this has gone over my head many times in the subsequent Tyler Perry releases, but while they are known for a central common struggle, like focusing on one topical issue, it looks like Big Happy Family deals with four of them and balances it well. First things first, Shirley, played by Loretta Devine, is a mother of three who are grown-ups that have their own personal dysfunctions. These dysfunctions can be seen as a common issue based on the relationship, lifestyle, household, etc. The issue with managing household is owned by Tammy and Harold. With them being a middle-class family and trying to work on financial support for the family, there is no room for them to regulate the family atmosphere with the way they treat each other as a couple and the way they raise them kids. You know, the way they raise the little demon seeds they got. And this is a notorious issue in many black families. Like, I've mentioned this before, but this is all too familiar for me to talk about it. You see it in the news, you see it in the media, you see it all over the place. The parents, black families, not all, but you know what I mean. You know the black families when you see it. The parents just can't stand each other. And the kids are watching, and that is where they get their stank attitudes from. But seeing how clueless these black parents are, they act surprised when adults comment on their parenting, like, your daughter needs to learn how to talk. That your son should not be speaking to adults like that. She'd be like, my kids and I'm raising, ain't nothing wrong with them. But the second issue we got is secrecy, insecurities, and lack of affection. Just complete lack of pure love. This belongs to Calvin and Kimberly, but mostly Kimberly's side of the bargain of the relationship. It is simply unreasonable as to why Kimberly walks in the room and she's just rude, and she has a sassy attitude whenever she's around her blood relatives. But we find out why during another infamous dinner scene that doesn't even come close to the drama of Why Did I Get Married? Let's talk about condoms now, shall we, Angela? Lastly, we got the baby mama drama between Byron and his baby mama, Sabrina. I know that I said that the characters are the real reason for this being the most rewatchable Madea movie, and maybe Perry's most rewatchable movie of them all. But Sabrina, played by Tiana Taylor, is the character that makes this movie stand out with a ghetto and trifling demeanor with her hood fly attitude. Now on the flip side, the real commonality is with Byron and his pressure to get roped back into the dope gang. And this is an issue all too familiar. Another issue all too familiar for me to even mention it, because you've seen it everywhere else aside from this lesser known YouTube channel. But too many of our African American brothers fall into this trap of getting $1 million overnight so easily, instead of doing things the legal way, doing things the practical way, getting a job, going to work so that you can afford to pay that back child support that you were so required to do as the man, that you were required to afford enough money to get all the Pampers and pay for back child support, pay for the schooling, pay for the clothing, and pay for that child to get a roof over her head. A man takes care of their family without no woman having to tell them how to take care of that family. These three dysfunctions get bounced back and forth throughout the movie once we enter them in one place. The first meeting, the first the first dinner attempt because, it didn't happen. But as if that was not the problem, Shirley was trying to get them together so that she could tell them her condition. The dysfunction between the different sides of the family is what kept it shattered. But the death of the peaceful mother, Shirley, is what brought them back together, culminating in a tough love monologue by Madea that was specifically for confronting these members of the family that will leave you speechless. I wish I could quote the whole thing right here on this very video, and I wish they had this scene on YouTube. I don't know why they don't put most of Tyler Perry's movie scenes on YouTube, like they're not all that popular. I would not consider this one of the common struggles of the movie, this next part, what I'm about to say, but there's a part of the story where Cora questions whether Leroy Brown is her father or not. And this leads to a hilarious Mara scene. Rotten Tomatoes gives Madea's Big Happy Family a 38% rating. 38% of Rotten Tomatoes critics recommend Big Happy Family. Now, to reiterate, part of the thing that makes Madea's Big Happy Family so rewatchable are the characters, more so than the story structure. Many would say that this Tyler Perry story is average because you've seen this in Madea movies before. You got Madea trying to get everybody straight, get all the relatives straight, which I can't even count how many relatives she's got. But it is well dimensioned by the cast's chemistry that they have with each other, whether it is something in a comedy scene or something dramatic. So I will give it a fair 8.9 S's out of 10, a B+. So that is my review on Madea's Big Happy Family. Hallelujah! 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 You can let me know what you think of this Madea movie in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time with my next video. Peace out.